with your host, Desmond from Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KML 5.9 FM. You dare not miss it. Every day, there are issues happening around us that tend to shape the destiny of our country and our lives. However, are you impressed with those issues and their impacts? Join Insights Library on KML 5.9 FM and early evening, informative and interactive, thought-provoking and stimulating political talk show that digs deep into the political, social, economic, and developmental issues and unpack them for you with accurate, balanced, and credible analysis as well as reports from across the counties. It's Inside Library with your host, Desmond from Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KML 5.9 FM. You dare not miss it. Every day, there are issues happening around us that tend to shape the destiny of our country and our lives. However, are you impressed with those issues and their impacts? Join Insights Library on KML 5.9 FM and early evening, informative and interactive, thought-provoking and stimulating political talk show that digs deep into the political, social, economic, and developmental issues and unpack them for you with accurate, balanced, and credible analysis as well as reports from across the counties. It's Inside Library with your host, Desmond from Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KML 5.9 FM. You dare not miss it. Every day, there are issues happening around us that tend to shape the destiny of our country and our lives. However, are you impressed with those issues and their impacts? Join Insights Library on KML 5.9 FM and early evening, informative and interactive, thought-provoking and stimulating political talk show that digs deep into the political, social, economic, and developmental issues and unpack them for you with accurate, balanced, and credible analysis as well as reports from across the counties. It's Inside Library with your host, Desmond from Mondays to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on KML 5.9 FM. You dare not miss it. Another wonderful Tuesday afternoon in the nation's capital, Monrovia. It is with great pleasure that we've come to you with another great presentation of the program Inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. Of course, the newest sensation for providing very adequate information to the Liberian people. But again, it is
With great pleasure that we've come to talk about the issues that matter. So those of you on the social media and you want to catch us live, you don't have to stress. All you do is just log in yourself a Kia Communications Network. You have us live on your screen. Yeah, Kia Communications Network is what you need to log in to get us live on your screen right now. And we are discussing issues that will concern you. Today is the 10th day of the month of September and the year is 2024. We're here this afternoon. It is a great afternoon, very great afternoon. An afternoon full of so much excitement. Yeah, so that is it. But let me give you a lineup of what's going to happen here. So now we are going to talk about some of the world news right on this radio. And then later we talk about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation and the upcoming program. The upcoming program on Friday, we have a very big program. Yeah, very big. So we'll tell you what the Kia Humanitarian Foundation is going to do on Friday. And then we'll come back after talking about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. Then we'll come to talk about all of the issues, all of the issues that matter. Just all of the issues that matter to our country, Liberia. Yeah. So until later on, we will do it just like this. Until later on. So if you're listening to the radio and you haven't followed our online platform, the Kia Communications Network, you need to do that right now. You need to do that right now. It is very important to do that. It is very important to do it. So, of course, we are going to do that, and we will not fear doing it. So, welcome, folks. Those of you on the live stream, just share the video, and then you can also leave your comments, and let's read them out for you, right, on this platform. So, this is where we go next. Yeah, we go here next. Yeah, that is it. Let's take some more news. Fetching the news for you. And today our news pentacles have taken us to Ukraine. Let's know what is happening between the two countries. One killed in Ukraine drone strike on Russia. Russian officials say they shot down 144 Ukrainian drones around the country overnight in a wave of attacks that have killed one woman. They've also set residential buildings on fire and ground fightings in Moscow. Wow, the war has reached the capital of Russia, Moscow. This is very serious. But the governor of Moscow and Vorobov says several flights in two high-rise apartment buildings in Ramendoye in Moscow region were set on fire. Mr. Morogov said a 46-year-old woman died and 3 people were injured in Ramenskoye, while 43 people were evacuated to temporary accommodation centers. Ukraine has so far not commented on the attacks, but the Kremlin on Tuesday said the attacks show Ukraine was Russia's enemy. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said in a daily call with reporters that the strike shows the need for Russia to continue its war in Ukraine, saying, "We must continue the military operations in order to protect ourselves from such display of this region." Russia Defense Military said earlier that of the 144 drones that its air defenses intercepted, half were in the western border region of Bayansk, 20 were in Moscow, and 14 other over in the Kurch region. Same as though the war in Ukraine and between Ukraine and Russia is far from ending. State media reports that the strikes shut down 4 airports in Moscow and more than 30 domestic and international flights that serve the Russian capital were suspended. Let's take more news. We'll finish. We'll come to Africa. Stay fetching the news for you. Second CIA official behind agro rescue dies at age 81. Edward B. Johnson, a CIA officer who helped off the dying rescue of 6 U.S. diplomats left in hiding in Iran after the 1979 Islamic Revolution, has died at age 81. And the operations, which caught the public's imagination after it was dramatized by Ben Affleck's 2012 Oscar-winning film Agro, saw a CIA team enter Iran undercover as Hollywood filmmakers. Amid growing scrutiny of the CIA and its preserved lack of accountability, the agency encouraged Johnson's partner in the operation, Tony Meadows, to speak of the rescue in 1997. But Johnson's own role remained classified for decades, and he was only identified as Julio in a book written by Mendes about the rescue. Can we now jump to let's jump to Africa. Let's see what is happening there for us. And that's our own place. We can jump to Africa, and we can look at a few of the news in Africa. Yeah, let's go to Africa. I don't know where it will land us. What are we gonna go to? We're gonna go to Africa now. Let's take some of the African news right here. Stay trying to fetch the news for you. We'll definitely get it on. Leave your comments live on our Facebook, our live Facebook podcast, and of course we'll read them out for you. Yeah, let's go here. Let's go to Tanzania. Tanzania, I'm getting a very troubling report from Tanzania. Tanzania opposition official died after acid attack. Tanzania's most prominent opposition party says an official who went missing last week has been found dead with signs of beatings and acid poured on his face. President Samia Hassan, who has loosened past restrictions on the opposition in the East African nation, quickly condemned the killing in a statement posted on X and said her administration does not condone such acts. And it was timely from the president, though. It was very timely. But let's look at the story in depth. And the opposition wants an independent investigation. It is impossible for the same police who are the suspects to investigate this matter. Mbowe told Munos on Monday. Acid attacks are unusual in Tanzania, where some opposition figures in the past have been physically assaulted or even shot. Let's look at another one for you. Stay in Africa. I want to assess the situation in DRC. Can I do that? Yes. We're still looking for the DRC and see whether we can get something from them. If we can't, we go to Uganda. If we can't get it from Uganda, we take it from Guinea-Bissau. Yeah, they are still in African countries. We can do it. Yeah, so police in Guinea-Bissau seized nearly 3 tons of cocaine on a plane from Venezuela. Police in Guinea-Bissau seized 2.6 tons of cocaine from a plane that arrived from Venezuela in the West African country capital, Bissau, over the weekend, the Dusha police said on Monday. The agent confiscated 78 barrels of drugs that was smuggled in on a Gulfstream IV aircraft during a raid on Saturday at Bissau's Ovado Viria International Airport, the police said in a statement. The crew of 5, which included 2 Mexican nationals as well as citizens of Colombia, Ecuador, and Brazil, were arrested, including the pilot. The Mexican can never ever finish from these drugs. I mean, it's just so, yeah. Cocaine seizures are becoming increasingly common in West Africa. The region has become a key transit hub for drugs for Latin American and Southwest Asian, destined for Europe, according to a UN report released earlier in this year. In Guinea-Bissau, popularly known as the preferred route to international drug cartels. Earlier this year, the son of the country's former president, Maalim Basia Sanha, was sentenced to more than 6 years in prison by the U.S. court for leading an international heroin trafficking ring. The cocaine seized on Saturday was carried out in a close cooperation with the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration and the Maritime Analysis and Operations Center. Narcotics, a European organization. The judiciary has also, sorry, the organization, the Judicial Police said in its statement, neighboring Senegal announced a record-breaking cocaine seizure of 1,137 kilograms, which is about 2,506 pounds. Oh my God. The most ever interpreted on land value at 146 million near an artisanal mining in the east of the country earlier this year. That's all we have for you on what is in the news. Yeah, so we can come back home and talk about all of the rolling issues. Yeah, let's come home and talk about all of the issues. Let's see who are the ones watching. Of course, my darling wife is listening. My darling wife is watching as well as listening. Mistress Cynthia Wilson Brown, my heartbeat, after my heart in another body. Oh my word! Yeah, I mean, good to get married though. Yeah, my wife is watching, and it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. She has to support what her husband is doing. She has to support it. If she doesn't support it, who will support it? But that is it. So she said, "I'm listening. Thank you so much, my darling." You can leave your comments as well. I will have them read up for you. Well, before we start to talk about the Kia Humanitarian Foundation, I just want to use this time officially to uh, send our condolences to the bereaved family. We empathize with them for the loss of our friend, our brother. And I remember a few weeks ago, I reached out to him via the Facebook. For those of you who are friendly with me on Facebook, I posted the conversation between the late Fidel Sedi and I. And I remember there was something about him that I remember, when and back then he ran a show on Red Power called Red Line. Yeah, I vividly recall that show. It was meant to just actually promote, the aspiring then and the owner of the station. That show was one of the most listened to show in the district. And we always have some tussles on the show. Sometimes I'll call, because I was supporting another person though. I was supporting another person. And so we always have this. But later on, we became best of friends. We start to mingle. We start to go out together. It became a very fun thing. So when I learned of his ailment, I reached out to him and I told him, brother, what's up? What's going on? And he responded that he was trying. I did not know he passed. But again, our condolences to the bereaved family, to the media landscape. Those of you who were very close to Mr. City, he was a very, very generous young man, very generous. Fidel would not want problem. You always want to have this kind of dialogue with people. Once you feel bad about certain things, he wants to make sure that you feel good. He was just a gentleman, a very good guy coming up. But again, life and death conspired, and they've taken that man away from us. A very good man. Ansu Coleman is also following us from the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Thank you so much, my good brother. And we are from the same region. We are from the same place, the same town, the same district. Well, not the same town, but the same district. Yeah. Yeah, but I have a linkage with Clay, with the Clay people. He's from here. So we just want to send out our condolences to the bereaved family, his parents, specifically to Honorable Dixon Sibo, who happened to be his uncle. Our condolences to our own news editor here, and I think he's a relative to the late Fidel City and Lee Monju. Our condolences to you. Take heart. It is God that gave it, and He has taken. So, no, yeah. So it is God that gave it, and show He's taken. So we cannot, yeah, we cannot, we cannot blame it on God. God knows why, and He knows exactly why. He did what He did. Fidel was a very good guy, and I think George worked with him for some time. He was Josh's. He was the manager of Roots FM. Yeah, where he managed a team of very young, brilliant people. Still as he was still a manager, and that was quite amazing. So uh, he's perfectly a good guy, and he was a good guy. Sorry, and another day I encountered him. We had some issues. He always, is a fond of people. He was a very good guy, but again, life has a way of when you're making good plans, death comes, and snatch the person away. Like I said, death and life, they conspired and they took away Fidel from us. We are very saddened by that. I just thought to eulogize my colleague, yeah, just give a little bit of eulogy for his passing, and that is good. That we are behind, we can all help see it happen the way it should. But that is it. Those of you who were close to Fidel, I mean, it is with heavy heart that we can all sit down and call him the late. It is with heavy heart we can do that. But again, we send out our condolences to the family to take heart. The guy is the one that gave it, and of course, he has taken. People can say good people normally don't, you know, but that is it. The Kia Humanitarian Foundation. I don't know how many of you know this foundation. How many of you have been around knowing about this foundation, what they do, what they're involved with, the activities, and some of the things they do. I don't know how many of us really know, but if you don't know, you are about to have first-hand information, on some of the things the Care Humanitarian Foundation is doing and is always doing. The Care Humanitarian Foundation is a foundation owned and operated by its CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier and his darling wife. They are the vision bearer, Madam Josephine Kier. She's a very, 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 very wonderful woman. You can know that when the man is successful, like you see my darling wife now, she's watching me. She got to support what her husband is doing. So when you always have a woman that is watching the back of her husband, that home and that family become blessed, because the Bible said the two shall become one. So everything our CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier, got his hands on, of course, it is an innovation also of his wife. His wife is a very educated woman, very educated, and she's a very wonderful woman, very wonderful. I mean, words are inadequate to express. It's just she doesn't just go by beauty, but beauty in the brains, beauty from attitude, beauty from everything. So she's beautiful educationally, she's beautiful character-wise. So yeah, I mean, she support the dream of her husband. They're there in the United States. And so the CEO birthed this, he and his wife birthed this NGO, this foundation, with the aim and objective of giving back to the Liberian people. Mr. Christopher Kier grew up in an impoverished community, a community where drinking water was actually a problem. To even get the water to drink was a very serious problem. So he knew that it was hands on deck that he had to do something to give back to the people. He also grew up in a community. Josh, you need to come 1 minute. Josh, you have to come. Josh, you need to come, please, if you're out there. So, Mr. Christopher Kier grew up in a community that was impoverished. He didn't see safe drinking water too long. He didn't see healthcare service delivery at its peak or at its best. He didn't see the educational system the way he thought it would have been, but yet he navigated his way through going to school, knowing how difficult and tedious it was to navigate through going to school in Liberia. He went to some health centers, knowing fully well how they were. So he decided that they were formed an NGO, a foundation that would give back to the people of Liberia. And upon that, that thought, because he grew up with his father was an educator, his mother also an agriculturist, who stayed around the soil for some time, knowing planting her little stuff to keep the family going. Mr. Kia decided that, hey, we will have this foundation, but the foundation will inculcate education, sanitation, healthcare, and the humanitarian services also will not be left out. All of these things are embedded into this foundation to give back to the people of Liberia. At least with this foundation is also the owner of Kia Communications Network, Kia Radio 95.9. Then you from that prospect, you can know that the organization or the foundation is not just into these things, but they're into also providing accurate, balanced, and credible information to the public. That is why those of you on the Facebook Live, you will see the thing rolling there. We hold no loyalty to any political establishment. We hold no loyalty to any political establishment. This station is not for the CDC. It is not for the United Party. It is not for the Alternative National Congress. It's not for any political institution in this country. It is open up to any political party, but it is not owned by any political party. So you see, this is how we struck the balance. It is not for any political party, but it is open to any political institutions. Any political institution, because we cannot stop the ANC from talking what they want to say. We cannot stop the CDC from talking what they want to say. We can't stop the United Party from saying what they want to say. What we can do is to provide a space, and that is what the CEO of Kia Humanitarian Foundation has provided this space. The space for people to be able to voice out what they want to say in a very respectable manner. Is that going to be done the normal way? People think, oh, yeah, let's just go talk. No. It's going to be done in a respectable manner, or in a respectful manner, if you may. That is it. That is it. So the Kia Humanitarian Foundation is not just into all of these things, but the foundation is also into communication, providing a safe communication for our people, and credible as well. Communication that they can trust. Josh, if you are out there, I need you, man, please, Josh. Credible information that they can trust. Credible information that they can trust. Gotta close the door. Open the door. Close it. So they provide education, agriculture, healthcare, sanitation. They are all inculcated in the mantra and the modus operandus of the Kia Humanitarian Foundation. They are very keen in providing these services. So I told you, Mr. Christopher Kia grew up in a community where he saw people being impoverished. He grew up in the system. He grew up knowing that there are people in this country who do not have access to education. He grew up in a community where he knew that people do not have access to safe drinking water. He grew up in a community where he knew that healthcare delivery system were so lacking behind that drugs were not there. He grew up in that kind of system. He grew up in that kind of community. But he went to the United States. God has endowed him. God has blessed him. With the little God can bless him with, it's not $1 million, but the little he has to share it with Liberians. And I like his spirit. He's not the kind of person who is boisterous. He's not boastful. He's not so boastful about, oh yeah, you're happy, so No, he is very humble, a humble man, with a humble family, humble beginning. So grateful to God that God can bless him with the little he has, and he's not using it on his family alone. He's using it on ordinary people that he know for anywhere. He don't know them, but he's providing these things so that our people can also benefit. It's not to say, do you know that this foundation is paying school fees of people, buying uniform for them, buying book bags for them? Yes. We got students in 12th grade. We have students in junior high, the junior high, session high, senior students in senior high. We have the students in the elementary, students everywhere, but they are being fully sponsored. Fully sponsored. Their school fees are being paid. So, we've been talking about the issue of the country, how some people get, school fees to even pay for their children. The CEO heard these things when we're talking on the radio, and he said, no, I gotta make intervention. I gotta do something in Liberia. I gotta help. The few I can help, I have to do it. Right now, as we speak to you, several students will be going back to school under the Care Humanitarian Foundation scholarship. This is a fully funded scholarship. The scholarship won't require you to go to school and maybe score your grade, but even shoes, we are buying it for students. Imagine that. You will not believe this. We are buying what? Shoes. The CEO is buying shoes for people. Mr. Christopher, man, I don't know. You are an amazing person, an amazing humanitarian. Shoes for students to go to school. They've been given shoes. I wonder why my children were not picked. I know somebody sitting out there and wondering what I'm saying is true. Of course. You know why? Let me tell you something. When school opens, we will have these students come to tell their stories, how it was tough to get into school, how it was difficult for them their parents to pay their fees, how we got them on, how Mr. Christopher Cares Foundation, the Care Humanitarian Foundation, got them on, and hands on they have copybooks, they got book bags, they got their school fees paid, they got their uniform paid for, they have their shoes even paid for. I know you gave Mr. Christopher Care a chance, you want to buy even, but that is the one they call fully funded scholarship of the Care Humanitarian Foundation. This has not happened in our country. Normally, the scholarships I see around, they are just scholarships. They call them scholarships. The people go to school, they pay the school fee. They don't care whether you buy uniform or you buy wedding or what. They don't want to know. But this foundation say, listen, the NGO say, listen, we're not going to run. I mean, we're not going to bash on doing what we want to do for the Liberian people. We'll pay your school fees. And imagine they will be the first students that they will pay almost 50% or almost 80% of their school fees on the first payments. Then imagine. Some parents are still looking for a registration or to get registered their children. Yeah, there's someone who's still looking for registration. We didn't even find a registration yet. We'll pay look for it, we'll get it. The child will go. But these people who are benefiting, and we're not better than them. At least we can look around. Some of these parents do not have it at all. They got no means. And that is why the team vetted the people most needed. The people that are mostly in need of these humanitarian services. The people that are in need of these urgent, or interventions. So the team looked for the best and informed people they knew who could not. It's not a government thing. This is an NGO funded scholarship from the Care Humanitarian Foundation. Today, those students that are in school because they are being sponsored by the Care Humanitarian Foundation. Do we want to increase the number? Yes. That is why we continue to talk about the Care Humanitarian Foundation, because we want to increase the number. We want to make sure that our people out there who do not have the hand to take their kids to school, we can help them. That is the dream of the CEO, Mr. Christopher Kier. That is the dream he has for this country. That is the dream he has for some Liberians. It got no political honor to, and I want to be very effective with this. Some of you will say, "Oh, maybe they're not doing it because it got no political honor to." This is an humanitarian foundation that is providing services for our people free of charge. But you can tell that if we can give you your school fees, pay your school fee, buy uniform, buy bag, book bag, they will go to buy you shoes and all. You can know that this foundation is a serious foundation, a serious NGO. Ordinary something. So it's going to happen. So that is for education. In the coming days or in the coming weeks, the team will be out there. Those who need medical assistance, those who, the medical institutions that need medical assistance, and so they will have it. If they want training, this foundation is big. It's big. It's not just going to provide medical relief items or so, but they will also build the capacity of the people providing the health services to our people. Some of these people need just the requisite training. Those things will be provided. That's how big the Care Humanitarian Foundation is. So the Care Humanitarian Foundation, it's not just that foundation that you just call the name. So but to tell you that we are into different things, just explain to you the historicity of the foundation, and I explain to you what we are doing currently as we speak. Our team are at those schools and paying the fees of these children. They are at the schools of these children. They are paying now as we speak. I'm not saying to you they will tomorrow or this. I'm saying they are paying currently as we're speaking. Paying the school fees, getting these children, get their bags, get their books, get their shoes, and get them ready, their uniform for school. That is good. That is good. And we will continue to tell the world what the Care Humanitarian Foundation is doing. That is why those of you in the diaspora, list with the team. Our team are great people. Great people. So you can liaise with them. We all can do what we can do to lift one person. If somebody somewhere can just say, yes, I'm going to do this for this child. I'm going to send this for this child to the foundation. You have things going the way it should. You have things going the way it should. If we all can just help one another, that would be a very good thing. That would be a very good thing. But again, there is a big program coming up on Friday, and I just want to talk about it. But there's a big, big program coming up. Very big. And that program, when I tell you about this foundation, sometimes there was a video trending, and I want to give you a little historicity about the project, give you a background of the project. The Care Humanitarian Foundation, Mr. Christopher Kier, I don't know how to say thank you to you. I don't know how to say thank you to you. But you are such a wonderful man. You're such a wonderful man. You know, there was a video trending on the social media, and few of our people, Chief, I'm on the radio. Yeah, I'm on the radio, Chief. Yeah, so that video started to trend. The video was trending on the social media, and few of our people who saw the video, they got interested. They got very intrigued by the video they saw, knowing the man they work for, Mr. Christopher cares and humanitarian, and a humanitarian for that nature. Somebody forwarded the video. I'm just telling you the historical center of this project. It was not anything documented to say the person got to fill in form, they got to do the one, they got to do that one. No, it was not done. We just saw this video of the home of this person training that they were living in very bad condition, very bad shape of the house. The house was almost like breaking down on the people. So one of our workers, just took the video and just forwarded it to the CEO. The CEO saw that video, showed the first thing that set in his eyes. And then he called the team in the United States to order quickly and say, listen, we have something on ground that we got to look at. The team look at it, they review it. They all gave their support. My big brother George, big brother Monique Kishan, they all gave their support and said, listen, this is good. CEO, if you want to do it through the fundament, you want to do it, you want a foundation to do this, yes, we can do it. Bam! Right there, start up. The thing I'm telling you, that Mr. Christopher can do it. They went there and broke that house down, took all of the things that were not needed, and reconditioned the home. It was reconditioned, refurbished, gave it a facelift, place, ties were put in, the bathrooms, flush, commode, just everything a modern house can contain. That project is yeah. Somebody say yes. Voice, Christine. Thank you. Thank you so much. And that project started. And so that home is built. That home is completely done now. We're about to dedicate the project. We're about to give the project back to the people. So again, I'll go back. There was a video trending on the social media. That video on the social media claimed the attention of the CEO when it was forwarded to him. So he just saw the video and said, wow, I mean, this family needs help. That is the humanitarian side of the foundation. That home was built, and on Friday will be officially dedicated to the family, given to them. And that home is being built in the community. The Island Clinic community is in District 16. Those of you who live there, is in District 16. Before getting to St. Paul Bridge, there is a community they call the Island Clinic community. Sometimes people say Twin Farm. Yeah, that is in District 16. So Mr. Joseph Bolly Nadiba, or what, I don't know. The name is sorry that I'm not pronouncing the name that good. But so is Joseph Bolly Diba. So I'm listening live from Jalatown, on Jalatown resident. Thank you so much, sir. I hope I got the name pronounced rightly. If not, forgive me, please. So that's it. That home is now being dedicated will be dedicated on Friday. We'll over to the family. Do the CEO intend to do more of this? Yes. The CEO intend to do more than what it is. Trust me, the number of people the CEO is putting in school this semester. Second semester, that number will increase. The following school year, that's next year we're looking at, we are going to do it on a very high scale. So to tell you that this is not just play. It's not something we are going to do just the way you're looking at it. It's going to be bigger than this. So the Care Humanitarian Foundation is here to stay, and you can trust them. You can trust us on the delivery. So on Friday, it will be live on the radio. Those of you who will be home, you can listen to us via the radio 95.9. You can listen to us via 95.9. We'll provide you live coverage of that show will speak, and you will hear some of his plans he has for Liberia. Some of the plans he has through this foundation, the Care Humanitarian Foundation. We have government officials there to see the project being dedicated. We have the community leaders that will be there to see this project being turned over to the family. So Friday, all you need to do is to just follow us via the social media. Two places you can do. Follow us on Care Communications Network on Facebook, or you follow us on the radio. But I will advise you that you follow us on both. Those of you that get data, you watch also, you can watch the event. You can see the home. You can see the house that we are dedicated. So you can see it. So you will not be like they say. But even though if you listen to the radio, you will listen to everything that will be saying there. You know, the house has been turned over, you know, everything. It will be said. But follow us. Care Communications Network on book, or you follow us on the radio 95.9. Care Radio, Care Communication 95.9. Yeah, so that is it. That is it for the foundation. And just so you get to know some of the things. You know, folks, this country is interesting. Liberia is an interesting place. And I'll start with the CDC first, and then I'll end up with the Unity Party. And I know while I'm doing this, it may not go down well with a lot of people who support these two political parties. And the reason why we're talking about them is because they are the two most notable political institutions in the country. I mean, yeah, we have the ANC. Yes, not much of the ANC is being heard because their political leader will not come to the public. It's 1 year to elections. Then you see Cummins come to play magic. You know, that the Liberian people should vote him because, you know, he is a politician. It doesn't work that way. I've been one of the strong critics of political parties who do not struggle with the people, who do not stay with the people, and people who come to power and not living up to what they're supposed to live up to. I'm a very critical person on political parties who are just political institutions by name, but they are not examples of what they actually portray or what they stand for. So I'm a very big critic of all of these things. You know, I tell you this. It was the other day around, they said the former president went to speak, and LEC or whatever went. And I saw some people being outrageous, you know. I saw some people, I mean, oh, why LEC carry current? You know, LEC carry current. The man come and speak now and trying to carry current. There is power outages everywhere. Right now, as we speak, the government of Liberia is fighting to pay a debt of $19 million to the CRSG, you know, power company. That CRSG line that is being connected to Liberia, where we take current and pay later. Say pay current, that's what Liberia is taking. It is not this administration that started taking pay current. It was the CDC administration. In fact, Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf started the process with this CRSG. They started going back and forth. So it did not materialize. The George Weah regime did the sealing of the deal on it, and we started getting current through the CRSG line. But we would take the current and pay later, right? So that's the same thing. This government made it there doing the same, taking the current pay. The debts have accumulated. They have accrued. We have now $19 million to pay. And so power cuts are everywhere. I just want the public to know something that I'm about to say. There is power cuts everywhere. No, the CDC party headquarters is not better than the ordinary Liberians that lie down in the darkness, that lie down in the dark without getting electricity. So now I should say the LEC just carry current because the former president was about to speak. So LEC just carry current. No, that's not it. That program is not better than the Liberian people who are supposed to feed electricity everywhere in this country. Do we blame all of the political establishment? No. We blame it on our foundation. Our foundation is a problem. Then coupled with the senseless word. I'm sorry if I'm sounding too harsh, but it is a senseless war that we fought in this country. Fought until we fought the hydro. We fought until we created enemies for ourselves. We destroyed everything in the country. And that is it. That is how we destroy the country. We destroy the country. So, how they destroy the country? They destroy the country. So it is not. Hassan Kopo is following me from Broadway. Say, my good friend, what's up, brother? Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan. Who was asking about Hassan Kopo? One of my close neighbor here, right to my house, and I asked him, do you know Hassan Kopo from Gunastan? So, it's just like she don't know. But I get the description of Hassan, but trust me, you have to find your brother. I need to see you. If you're in Broadway, I'll need to see you over the weekend. You can drop your number. Can I do that? Yeah. I mean, just drop your number there. We're on the live stream. I will see it and I'll take it. I'll call you. I will need to. I mean, this is how we get in contact with our friends as well. This man is not just a friend to me, but he's a brother. He's a brother. He's a real brother. We came from a very long path. Yeah. So the like when people lying out in destitution. One program is on, and the former president about to speak current go, and people are angry that the current win. Let's come to think of something. Let's open our minds. Should the CDC now institution just leaving power be thinking about relying on LEC current? No, they should not. They should not be relying on the LEC current. The CDC should have a generator beating at their political party. Yes, I send his number. Let me look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Josh, you have to kind of start this number for me if you can. In my eyes, I've seen it. My eyes seen it 2 different ways. I don't know whether it is right. Yeah. You could come to extract the number for me, but yeah, let's go on. So the CDC should now be a political party that have generator beating, that they will not have to rely on LEC, because I know anything the LEC do well within the period of time where the CDC is having program and current go, the CDC will criticize, politicize it, but it needs no politicization. It needs nothing about politics. Because you know why? The CDC party headquarters is not better than we that live in Broadway and do not have electricity. Where I live, I pay $50 for community current every month. That is what I do. In other communities in Broadway, the people pay $60 some communities for electricity. Should we be pushing for a more wider coverage of electricity? Yes. That is what we should be pushing for. We should be pushing for our country to have an electricity grid that will cover most of the people in the country. Most of the people will have, hands to have electricity in their homes. So people are only concerned about a political institution being power, but they're not concerned about the people living in destitution. They're not concerned about the people living in abject poverty, that are living below the poverty line, the people who cannot have access to electricity. Their children are studying with candles. Do you know that we still have lanterns in this country? Should we be? No. Liberia is a country of a population of approximately, how you can say that? You say your population around what? We're a very small group of people. The reason I'm not calling figure is because we have not had the full, how to call it, the report from Legends, that sensor report that Legends did. We have not gotten the full, so because it's supposed to go to the legislature got to review it, and all of those things. We have not had that number. So, but we are small number of persons. The country is very small. Can we provide electricity to people? Yes. Every government coming to the limelight of politics or to take over the mantle of authority of our country got what it takes to provide electricity. You know what is eating this country up? Is corruption and people giving themselves big salaries. That is what is eating this country up. I don't want to tell you what is happening at the legislature. I was just looking at the news and I saw that staffers are stopping the Senate pro tem from entering our office because they say the lawmakers, they allocated 45,000 to themselves for car. How can the lawmakers be so heartless to the Liberian people? If this is not being heartless, then this is extremely high level of extremism that they are practicing against the Liberian people. If this is not wickedness, then it is a broad day witchcraft attitude or witchcraftism that have been practiced by the lawmakers. And be honest with this. Lawmakers, whether you're from the CDC or the Unity Party, you should not be taking 45,000 for cars. This is a waste. It is a waste. That is why if you look at our budget goes, 90% of our budget goes for recurrent expenditure. This is it's unbelievable. This is nefarious. This is wickedness. How can all our money in the country, it can go beyond people's salaries, to pay their girlfriends, pay themselves, buy gasoline for their cars, buy water for their offices. Imagine Liberia, we pay for water for ministers, we pay for water for lawmakers. This is so, it doesn't sound good in my ears at all. This is not what the Liberian people settled down for. And why is it that we hammered on the Unity Party? Is because the Unity Party should be making the necessary changes. The Unity Party should now be saying the past regime did it, but we will not step in their steps. They did it wrongly. We will change the course of action. But going forward, Unity Party, CDC, ANC, all the people who were elected as lawmakers are just group of people who do not have the Liberian people at heart. I'm being honest with you. I got friends in the legislature who I talk to. I mean, when I say friends, they are representatives, but they are not treating the Liberian people fairly. The first thing is that I need to see lawmakers rejecting the 45,000, saying to them, coming openly on the radio and say, I do not want 45,000 for my car. I do not want whooping 45,000 for a car. How can we be wicked to ourselves like this? Meanwhile, all the time we're taking to allocate 45,000 for 100 and some more lawmakers. How many are there? 103? Can we do the math? Hey, Liberia has become an elephant meat. Any man can just cut and go. Imagine this. Just for cars. We put in the gasoline there because I thought buy the cars for them. We got to get them gasoline on. Liberians, are we actually ready for what we found ourselves in? Are we ready for this? If you allocate 45,000 across the board for 103 lawmakers, because let's do the math. Where is my smartphone, George? George, my smartphone should be somewhere in the office. I want to do some kind of calculation, but we'll come back to it. We'll come back to that. Let me do this one. 73 and 30. 73 and 30. I 103, so I got it, right? That's the number, that's the figure. So if you times 45,000 times 103, you have 4,365,000. 4 million US dollars, 4,635,000 is the number you're spending just on vehicle. Do you know how much 4 million can do in terms of roads? Yeah, yeah, we are. The accessibility of the roads coming from the Bourgeois Island to hit the city, they're so terrible. It's like you own a highway. Some of the highway roads are even good than the road we have lying between Douala to Central Town. You're riding on that road. In fact, the Belle have been charged with the responsibility of not coming to that route when they are around 8 months or 7 months pregnant. Ruben Cannon, thanks for following us. Hassan Kopo, yes, I remember you. Abu Gray, yes, Abu Gray, thank you for joining us. Those of you watching live, you can just share the videos too. Send it to all of the groups you can send it to. Let this presentation go. So if we allocate 45,000 for each lawmaker to have a car, we're just for cars, we'll be spending 4,635,000. That is what we're going to be spending just for vehicle. Is this what the Liberian people actually want? If that is true, that they are allocating 45,000 for cars for themselves, if it is true, that is not what the Liberian people settled down for. And the list of the people who should be doing this are the lawmakers. That's the list of the people I think should be making the change. They are the direct representative of the people. They should be standing in the shoes and empathizing with the people of Liberia. They should not be the other way around, where they are the one exploiting the system. I told you there is a word different from sympathy, and that is what we call empathy. When you empathize with people, you put yourself in their shoes. I'm sure the lawmakers should now be empathizing with the Liberian people, standing in the shoes of the Liberian people. That health facility that needs the health-related items or the health-related etc. materials to run the clinic or the hospital, government institutions are lacking behind. They don't have it. But lawmakers are allocating 45,000 to themselves. If this is not wickedness, folks, I don't know what your adjective would be. If this is not wickedness. Families are finding it difficult to find their kids in schools. They cannot register their children. School administrators are complaining that the enrollments are very low this year, but yet our lawmakers are allegedly hiding 45,000 to the already existing huge and very weighted budget. How can the people system when the system is working against them? How can they trust a system that they have effectuated? They brought the system to bed, and the same system is working against them. And I'm particular about the lawmakers because they are and should be the last on the list to exploit the Liberian people. They should be the last. You know, people say you don't need a good legislature, you just need a good president. I default with that. You don't need a good president, but you need a good legislature. When you have a good legislature, you can have the president being good. The president got no option. He has to bow down to the legislature. That is how our country is, and that's how it should be. Our country should be a country where the legislature is the one making some very stringent decisions to see the country transcend and the country move from its stage of stagnation to a better place where our country and our people can have safe drinking water. They can have their communities not flooding, but they can have villages being cleaned on a regular basis. They can have our people, going to school. Our children are in government schools, and the government schools are providing computer literacy programs. That is the kind of country we are wanting for our people. And if you don't have that kind of country, you don't have a country. So you don't need relatively a good president, but what you need is a good legislature. And I'm shocked that the CDC lawmakers are walloping, they are agreeing, they are in alignment. In spite of all of the optics, they are in conformity with the 45,000. And you hear no CDC lawmaker being outrageous about this. To sit down here and praising who? A big government. We're talking about the survivability of our country. We're talking about countries' point of elasticizing, at a greater level. Our country moving from the stage that it's in, our country progressing and not retrogressing. That is the kind of country we want. That's the kind of country we want. That is the kind of country we want. At least I forget my friend Hassan Kopo is also a journalist. He used to work in Bomi. I don't know whether he's back from Bomi now. Yeah, so I'll give you a scenario of a country in Africa. You keep wondering how Kigali is making it. You wonder. Everybody can say, you wonder, the clean city, Kigali, they're not getting these things on silver platinum. They're not. Their lawmakers are not taking whooping 12, 15,000 to their homes, and they're developing their places. Everywhere you pass in Kigali is fully paved. The streets are beautiful because they are not just paving the streets, but they are decorating the streets. They are decorating their streets. What do we do here? We exploit the Liberian people. Yes. And we think that it is the best way possible. We exploit the system. We are exploiting the Liberian people on a daily basis. We are stealing from them. I'm sorry that I have to say this, but we're stealing from them. If it is not stealing, then I don't know what it is. Because if you campaign so that Liberian people say, make me representative, I will go there to make laws. I will go there to make sure that the rightful things are given to you. Your town halls are built. They will not be built by you. And that is the deception that most of these lawmakers tell the Liberian people. Their duties and responsibilities are so far from building town hall for you. They're not their work. Their work not to build town hall, not to build bridges. They turn themselves into engineers because that's the place they can have their eating coming from. So that is why they turn themselves into engineers to be building. None of their work to build bridges. Their work is to allocate the money, and the central government through the public works ministry build the bridges. That is how it's done. That is how it works. You don't see lawmakers in America and other places running after projects and saying, I will go do the project, I will go do the other project. The people elected you to make good laws, to have direct oversight. And that is why if you put $10,000 for a bridge to cross in Bomi County, in my hometown, and that bridge is not there, right? My lawmakers, Edwin Snow, and they will have to answer questions to show why is it that the public works ministry is not building the bridge that they allocated money for. That is why the sense of a lawmaker to have the very best lobbyistic power must not be negated. Must not be. That means every lawmaker must have that lobbyistic power to make sure that you can convince your colleague and say, listen, we have this bridge and you must bring pictorials. Show them. Say, listen, this bridge connects more than 5-6 communities and it is down. It needs refurbishing. It needs to be up and running. But this is, I want us to allocate this amount that will. So when that money is allocated, it is only your oversight that is needed. But you're going to tell people, say, listen, we put money in the budget to build your bridge. When the people see that the bridge is not built, they will not blame you. They blame the central government. That is the whole executive for not building the bridge. But you make it look as if it is your work to be an engineer, to be building bridges. You put yourself under for nothing pressure. You put yourself under for nothing pressure. Your work is to provide oversight. And my brother Hassan Cooper, like I said, is a journalist as well. He said, yes, brother, you are right. God will judge them in due time. You see? So it's not the way it is. You don't put yourself under pressure. And you know, the reason why you say the United Party is being sought after is because they put themselves under pressure. They made the thing seem as though they were coming to play magic. And to run a country is difficult. Nobody should tell you that any government will just sit down and milk and honey and manna and coal will start falling for heavy and then people will start eating. And that's true. The other day I'm telling you here, I said Liberia will not be the same. 10, 15 years from now, the thing you buy for the cheapest price you buy it, you will buy it expensive. I told you. I didn't have it from you. I can remember in April when Madam Sally was leaving. I can't remember the date clearly, but it was in April. Now, Madam Sally was exiting. That is certainly was fading. You know, she said something. She said Liberians should brace themselves for a more tougher years ahead. Many people thought she was saying it because the CDC, you know, was the next in power or coming to power because they were the most popular political institution or arrangement. So everybody thought, oh, because they say the CDC coming to power. No, Madam Sally is because she's still alive. She's a very, very brilliant economist. She understands that as the year progresses, things prices will not remain the same. The things we used to buy for small money will not buy them for small money anymore. We'll be buying them for bigger money. The way other countries were waiving our debts, they will not waive those debts because they too have present engagements in their countries. And meanwhile, those countries are waiving debt to Liberia, but Liberian lawmakers and ministers are carrying home fat salaries and will go to beg the people and will say they should sign deal or they should sign the one, they should sign that other one. We think the government of the United Party, they are signing deals in China. I'm hearing some good news about the breach, the overhead passes that the CDC administration tried to do, but they could not do it, probably because of their arrangement or maybe their time. You know, they didn't come back. But the Chinese government is committed. They said, yeah, they will do the breach, the overpasses. I think it was two or three they're supposed to do. They will do it. They also intimated to the government that they will come to invest into Bicano, into Grand Bassa. Yeah, they also, those are memorandum of understanding. They are not agreements that are signed. People need to understand. Non-binding memorandum of understanding says that we will come to do it if we have the money. But if it is not there, you can't hold the people. You can't say, but you say you are coming to come invest. So they will have to look for the money, but we all need to just pray now. That is why I told you we should not be praying for a particular government to fade. We should not be praying for a particular government not to function or not to succeed. Because if the government doesn't succeed, the Liberian people are the direct people who will suffer the pinch of the government's failure. They'll suffer the pinch. Nobody should pray for any government to fail. You can be your worst opposition. You can be the worst opposition man. Do not pray for a particular ruling party or ruling government, a government in power to fail. Because if the companies we're talking about come in Buchanan, right, and the money I'm hearing, $3 billion, it's a lot of money. That's a very big investment. If $3 billion are pumped into our economy or is pumped into our economy, you know what's going to happen? There will be jobs flowing. There are a lot of people that will work. So we need to be praying for the success of that. And that is what of politics. The CDC is supposed to win election 2029. You can provide all the jobs, the CDC will win. If the United Party is supposed to retain their seat, they can fail, they can do what the Liberian people can still go back to vote for them. So we should not be praying for any. All we can be praying for is for these companies to come, regardless of your political affiliation. The companies must come to provide jobs for the Liberian people. That one, it don't get no political honor to. It should not be about who bringing the job, whether or not the United Party bringing it, but it must provided for the Liberian people. That we can't compromise that for political interest. But the companies that are giving all their money, or these governments around that are pledging they're supposed to give us money. For the taxpayers' money. Some of you asking, how is Kigali making it? How is Rwanda making it? How Kigali became the cleanest city? Because Kigali, the people there in Rwanda, they're not taking fat salaries home. I'll give you a scenario. I'll just do a Google check quickly and check with the salaries of some of their officials. Let me check with it quickly. You know, while we're here, we'll be providing these tutorials so that people know that it's not just about just doing this, but let's be factual to some of the things to do and say. And you're wondering how it's happening for other countries? It can happen for us too. But we got to be very serious and we got to know what we are doing. We got to know what we're doing. We got to know what we're doing. I'm still searching, but we got to know what we're doing, folks. It's not about a political institution. We all belong to the biggest political institution in the country, and that's Liberia. And the biggest no political institution bigger than Liberia. So Liberia is the biggest political institution. The biggest political institution there. So of course, we have to do this. We have to do this. So I'm trying to check Rwanda and see how the people there managing. And there's something happening there that I want to bring to your attention. The people are not taking fast salaries passing here, right? So yes, got it. The people just, you know, it's good to have these kind of conversations. I know some of you will not feel good because you support out of the establishment, out of the ruling or the opposition, but it's not. It's about our country now. The president of the Republic of Rwanda makes 4,564 United States dollars. Did you hear me? Maybe you did not hear. The president of Rwanda, or you can say Rwanda or whatever, he makes $4,564. Whole president makes how many? $4,564. Whole president of a country. My people, the president of Rwanda makes $4,564 as a salary monthly. How many dollars do our presidents take here? It's not about political institution. That is what was there, 25,000 a month. That is exorbitant. How can a president take 25,000, whooping 25,000 home? People in the slum community are living in water. Water are finishing their properties. But you get president taking how many dollars? 25,000 US dollars. Boom. Is that how a country should be run? No. So the president of Rwanda makes 4,564 United States dollars. How much do the Senate pro tem take home? The prime minister, the chief justice. The Senate pro tem takes $3,251 monthly. The speaker, ministers in Rwanda make $1,821. The ministers in how many dollars they make? Write it down. Go to your research. So come back and tell me thank you. The ministers in Rwanda, they make $1,821. The vice president of the country makes 1,800. The VPO, the vice president, How many dollars do lawmakers make there? Lawmakers made $1,327. So the vice president takes $1,821. Minister takes $1,800. The lawmakers take $1,327 across the board. Are you wondering how other countries are making it? Are you wondering how Kigali became the cleanest city in Africa? You wondering how it happened? It did not happen overnight. They dealt with the issue called fiscal discipline. They had to discipline themselves. And the discipline aspect of the government comes directly. It must start with the legislature. If the legislature is allocating 45,000 for car allegedly, then it is a problem. How can you regulate the people in the executive? How can you? You cannot regulate those in the executive because you yourself, your hands are thrown in the jar of the cookies. So how can you tell the people in the executive, say, don't take plenty of money? Because you say you're taking more. I had a whole conversation about LTA people making 15,000 US dollars and the rest of it. But again, people should be held liable. They are the ones who should be cutting their salaries. When they are brave to start with themselves, they can do it in the entire government. Because you know what? Now the legislature can allocate money for people. There are not people allocating money for themselves. Article 34 of the Liberian Constitution says everything that has to do with finances of a country must originate from the legislature, specifically the House of Representatives. That's why the budget starts with them. That's why the budget starts with them. At the end of the day, what do they say to you? That Liberian people are beggars. They come begging them. That's why their money must never be reduced. That is the escape route they found to say, you may yourself, your representative, you are not an humanitarian. You're not one person who's supposed to be giving money to people. If you just stick to your 3 cardinal functions and people see you operating in that scope, they take you to be who you are. But you give people false hope, and when you get there, you see it as though it is a heavy burden for you to now perform. The president of Rwanda makes 4,000. 4,000. With small change. I want I just somebody assistant minister them salary there you calling so. Just somebody assistant minister them salary. 4,564. That's no money. For the country. I know maritime people. When Bien Kesali Jr. was maritime, he used to walk away with 30,000 US dollars monthly as his salary from maritime. I saw Eugene Nangbe walk away with similar amounts. I know the current maritime boss is walking away with similar amounts. What is wrong with this country? What is wrong with us? But we go to other countries and begging the people when we cannot fiscally discipline ourselves here. You're trying to fiscally discipline yourself. When you're asking people for money, the people will say, yeah, I think that people need help because of X, Y, and Z. But you're not helping the system. You're exploiting the system, and you're going out there and portraying yourself like you are in profit. This country is not poor. This country is not in profit. If we can pay lawmakers 45,000 for car amounting to 4 million plus, then we're supposed to know what we can do now. That means we're supposed to have on our hands to develop our country. How can our wage bill only carry issue of a current expenditure, development are put on pause, and people are receiving just money to furnish their homes, furnish their offices? If you hear the kind of money that people can use to furnish their offices, you will get vexed. While development issues are being put on hold, people are allocating allegedly $45,000 to themselves. And the CDC lawmakers should be the one raising the red flag now. To say, no, it can't be. We cannot use 45,000 of the people's money to allocate cancer ourselves. But you hear them say, but you were there, we made it there. The Unity Party who came as a change maker should not be telling the lawmakers should be saying, no, we came for change. We cannot have this money there for vehicle and still keep it there. We must change it. One would have thought that the 55th legislature would have been different. Who would have thought so? That the 55th legislature would have been different, but I see them doing business as usual. Folks, let's pause here and take some calls. Let's hear the interactions of our people. And maybe you want to be a part of the show. The WhatsApp number, George, did you pin the WhatsApp number? Is it pinned? I'm sure George did. So he pinned the WhatsApp number. If he didn't, he has to do it. He has to put the WhatsApp number there. Those of you on the social media, you want to join us via the WhatsApp, you can call that number. George, you need to come. I'm not seeing the WhatsApp number being pinned, but let's call the local lines for you and take your interactions on some of the issues that we are talking about. 0772 758958 is the orange number. Again, I'll go slow with it. So that's 0772 758958 or 0886 393184 are the two numbers. 0886 393184 are the the two numbers, sorry. The WhatsApp number should be pinned. George, I'm calling you. Okay, the WhatsApp number is there. Is it there? Yeah, I'm seeing it. No, it's not there. It's not there. That's the local numbers. These numbers I've called are the local lines. You can call us on. Let's talk about the issues that matter to our country, Liberia. 0772 758958 0886 393184 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. We are right opposite the BTC. We are right opposite the barrack on the UN Drive, adjacent the Radita Market. So we are here. And of course, my name is Morris, and I'm your Homo presenter. I'm here from Monday to Friday as we discuss those issues that really do matter to our country, Liberia. It's your time to talk. I've talked mine. You may agree with me or you may disagree. That's all right. We cannot be in the same space. We cannot think the same way. Everybody got the way they think. So let's start to take your calls. We go to the lines. Take our very first caller. Hello. Hello. Yeah, let's hear you, sir. Let's hear you, sir. From district number 16.
Okay, all right, and going to the city for somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what would happen here? You don't know what to do and to see before you put on the school and tiring or also.
Well, we can go back. We can go back to that system.
So it will be that you still go for nothing. You go for nothing, you not go back and force to go back. Because you don't get it started. You got the president, you don't want to get it started. So you don't think it's what is straight. That's what we do.
Okay.
It's possible that we still got all fire that program by one. And you still to do.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Some of the words you're using are so harsh. What is happening? Good evening. Welcome to Kia Radio 95.9.
Desmond, this is John Mark.
Mr. Cole, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it for the topic Wednesday this evening. And just want to really touch the and why I'm talking because I think it's to somebody there. I'm saying country. It's not a different, it's not a judgment.
You, Jeremiah, you have to shift a little bit, or your line is coming distorted. Yeah, much better. Let's hear you.
So as I'm saying, that I'm following this country, first of all, taking my mouth for peace, let's go, let everything shut down. Let the border people go and sit down there. And let this country people back. Who there? You know, like, I want to go to the border because of you guys have no use to talk. People say, I don't feel the people to figure out what they want to put their news. I'm talking to people who are supposed to change up your own. You not close your mouth. Yeah. Who tell you? You're not talking to them. Don't be kind of like you guys say one girl or one thing so they say let you mother. You know what? For you to be a rescue mother, you listen to the music of coming in out of where the mother went to pray for God from higher. You go pray. For God. You go pray. So don't be kind of like can you get pray for God? You say you rescue mother. Can you pray? Can you put the car down? I can get the level around for the car down. Can you? Because I said rescue mother, you got pray for God in this country.
Take it easy. Take it easy. That Liberia problem. That Liberia problem. It's always like that. Let's take more calls. There was. What is this? What is that, Judge? Yeah, but yes, it should not be making that noise. Let's take more calls. 077 275 8958 is the number to call to be a part of the program, or you can call us up on 0886 39 3184. Then you will be live on this platform. Let's take another person. Good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, good evening.
You see, because therefore we be training them standing too. The power of all the people, my brother. The power when I studied it, they did. What is that? Was it good and run the president? Or the president will give at the same time, the very president that do that thing. You are the president. So what they want to stop for us said, if we're not careful, and we're saying that they will tackle everything water.
No, we can't. No, we can't go. No. We can't go back to that. We can't. We can't go back to that. That thing about that war syndrome, that drum, that drum, that war beating drum, where violence. I can comprehend. I can wrap my head around words that got anything to do with violence. And that one is a no-go zone. It's in fact, I'm just it's a zero tolerance for me. When you come on the platform, let's discuss the issues without talking about violence, without talking about shooting our people. You can't shoot government people. No, yeah, that one it can't work. Let's try to discuss the issue of word of sentiments. That is why we here will provide a platform. We'll talk at the issue, and then we'll give you the time to talk about what you think are the issues. You can disagree with us, you can agree with us, you can give your own opinion. That is why this show was meant for. That's why it's called Inside Liberia. 0772758958 0886393184 are the numbers you can call to be a part of the program. Inside Liberia on Kia Radio 95.9. We are right here on the UN Drive opposite the BTC and adjacent the Raritan Market. Of course, we are here and we are providing services for our people and providing services for the Liberian people. Call us up and let's talk about the issues. They are very pertinent. Let's go back to the line, talk to this person. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 All right. So, just be on the line. I want Josh to extract this number. For me, extract this number. Your number quickly. Just be on the line. Uh, remain on the line. Let me see. Your number is 077 0777
yeah,
85.
yeah.
Coming, trying to get it from the screen. 85, 85 0633. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right, Jerry. Mr. Cool, thank you. And I'll just give you a flash. 0772 58 0772 Let's go back to the line. Take this person. Good evening.
Yeah. This
Let's hear you. Hmm. Mhm. Okay. Thanks so much. We can take more of your calls. 0772 758958. 0772 are the numbers you can call, and let's talk about the issues that really do matter. On Friday, all roads leads to Island Clinic, 5 p.m. Liberian time, till 1 p.m. America time. So 5 o'clock will be the dedication of that uh, house that was built by the Kia Humanitarian Foundation, the owner of Kia Communications Network, Kia Radio 95.9. The foundation, the NGO, will be dedicating a house that they have built for a family that was living in abject destitution. And we can be glad that our CEO can be able to help. And so that project will be dedicated Friday, sorry. It's going to be dedicated this Friday. And it's going to be a very, 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 very big program. Very big in the to a farm community, Allen Clinic. It's going to be a very big program. Of course, we're going to be there. We're going to carry live on the radio, live on the online platform, Care Communications Network on Facebook. Those of you that haven't followed us, you need to start following us now. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to do that. Yeah, so that is it. That is it, folks. If we can get any more calls, we will say a good day to all of us. And so we talk about the issues that really do matter to Liberia. We can do it. We can talk about it any further because our country deserves better. Tomorrow is another day. Thanks to George Kwai, he's been here to control the sounds, making sure that everything is okay. Tomorrow we return with another exciting conversation. We are hoping that you can join us again. Maurice Desmond Brown is my name. George Kwai has been here. Until then, I love you all. I keep the peace of Liberia. Bye-bye.